the most powerful formable nation in Hearts of Iron 4. Hey, forget this. It's also the most powerful puppet nation for Britain as well. Trust me, as Britain, you have a fair share of puppets to work with. Oh yeah, look at the list. Oh my god. The list just keeps getting longer with every new expansion. But not only is it a puppet, not only is it formable, but it is the largest, most industrially powerful, manpower heavy nation you can leech off as Britain. Do you know what it is yet? You thought it was the Raj, didn't you? Wrong. And I bet you're thinking, oh, you're going to play a historical game, right? It's going to be so boring. I think not. I'm going to organize the black shirts. I'm going to do it peacefully. And I'm going to do it in the most clean fashion possible to get the best results. Every click will be perfection. Hey, it's Britain. You've got one of the biggest navies in the world. Merge those boys up. Divisions. Send them home. And they're going to be all colonial elite divisions. Colonials. There we go. Exercise indefinitely. We need a little bit of XP. This build is going to be all about abusing the game mechanics. Listen, I'm FeedBackGaming. I play games in unconventional ways. You already know that. AA, 3 of them. 2 in the truck. 1 in the train. We don't need any armored cars, and we don't need support company. Planes, for now, none, and we don't need that carrier either. But the rest, we will build and finish. Listen, boys, I know you guys like stats, you like big numbers, you like painting maps, but I know also you like a little bit of like OCD style perfection. So when you see these partially constructed ships, you're like, please, Dave, please finish them. I'll do it just for you, okay? And the rest of the guns are going to go into guns. Gonna start off by building infrastructure in these key regions. The states that are best for it are around about this one, and this one. And then we build mills in the back of that. We'll start by making 5 mills in London. Do we do that? Yeah, why not? I don't know. And then we make the mills off the back of that. Just to get some mills flowing into the industry and to build up our military economy. Start of the game research is pretty standard. Luckily, Britain starts with radio, which is super convenient. We're going to be stacking artillery. We're also going to be going for basic passive bonuses, such as support equipment. Pro tip for you, if you don't want to select planes on top of carriers, select one of the land-based air wings, hold shift and drag. And you notice that I've selected all the air wings that are land-based ones, none of the carrier-based ones. Now you know. And then you go around the world with middle mouse and draw boxes. The ones in Yemen, the ones in Egypt, the ones in Singapore, and the ones in Hong Kong. No, there is no one in Hong Kong. I was wrong. Everyone go back home. Let us proceed. The best alternative historical path for Britain is the fascist path, because you keep all your generals. You're not forced into decolonizing. The king is also dead. Long live the king. And plus, with these mechanics I'm about to show you, you can kind of decolonize, but do it in a way where you have minimal losses. All right, exercise to level 3, only in the day. Trust me, I will forget to change that onto day and night, and you know I will. And you guys are also going to let me know in the comment section that I forgot as well. Guys, why is it only have air superiority in the day? What is that all about? Told you, I read the comments. You're always hesitant, like, oh, should I comment? You didn't read them anyway. I read every single comment. Organize the black shirts. This is the path to changing to fascist for Britain, which is great because you can change really quick. Are we going to accept the Ethiopians? Actually, do you know what? We'll send them to Sweden. We're about to play the black shirt minigame in Britain. You have now a bunch of decisions across the entirety of the UK to hold marches. This will boost support for fascism. But be careful, every time you do this, you will lose stability. If you drop below 50% stability, you will force a civil war. It's a bad civil war because all your puppets will break away from you, and there's no way of getting them back unless you invade them. You don't want that to happen. And please resist the urge of clicking on London. Can you see that? That's right, you will lose a maximum of 66 stability, which will force a civil war. It is guaranteed. Hey, listen, if you are forcing the civil war, and that's your intent, and that's what you actually want to do, then click on London, I guess. Trust me, it's going to be a tough civil war to win, so I would not recommend it. First off, we're going to do is hold an anti-German speech. We'll basically say, we do fascism, but we do it different over here. Because Britain always likes to do everything different. What, Britain's in Europe? I never knew that either. Boom. Then you're going to hold your first march. I always used to hold it just above London, and you can see here maximum stability loss is 10%. You click that, you can see you've done a speech against Germany, and you hold a march. It's a regular march, it's not a peaceful one, it's not a violent one, it's just the one in between, meaning you lose a medium amount about stability. Boom. We have 65% stability now, so we have 15 to work with. So look for one that has a maximum 15. In this case, we've got East Midlands, we're going to do that one, and it was another successful march. Now we're at 56% stability. Now what you want to do is boost stability in many different ways. One is reinforcing the empire. This will give you 10 stability. Top that off as well, we're also going to improve working condition, which gives you another 10% stability. The idea is, the more stability you gain overall, the more marches you can hold, and the quicker you can flip ideology. It works just like that. I love this decision here, urge restraint. This will reduce the chance of a violent march whenever you click on a decision in the UK. You also lose a little bit of fascism. It's almost like in fascism, there's got the idea of violence baked within it. Please, guys, don't be violent. But that kind of undermines what fascism is. Anyway, I never clicked this one because I don't think it really matters. At the end of the day, if you calculate the worst possible outcome, you'll do just fine. Anyway, if you look at Britain now, you can see that we are 15% fascist. We're getting there. We need 50% to click on the decision. We're going to rush the artillery bonuses because we want to max out the amount of soft attack potential that we're going to get. It's opposite day, and today what I'm going to do is rush for the production bonuses. The reason for we do this is we need as much guns early games as possible, because that is how we will overwhelm a said nation, which I'll talk about later on. But then we'll focus on soft attack. I always say, if you're going to select your miles, either go for the stats or go for the production. Either quantity over quality. What is your favorite? All right, we got 65% stability, so we've got 15 to work with. This one will reduce up to a maximum of 30%. That is too scary. We're going to do Northumberland. A maximum penalty of 14%. What do we get? We get the violent one with the worst of the worst. But we're gaining stability back again. And now we're at 21%. I don't need to keep describing what's happening here. You get the idea. Just make sure you're always above 50% stability on the worst possible outcome. When it comes to artillery, though, I'm going to focus purely on the stats. The king is abducted. Another anti-German march, which has no penalty other than losing some political power, so do it. Losing relations with Britain doesn't really do anything, so don't worry about it. 82% stability. We're at 90% now because we've reinforced the empire. Might as well do limited rearmament. And then to top it off as well, we'll do a march here. 21%. Yeah, we can do that. Boom. And we get a violent march. Woo, boo. We've got 11% to work with. 11%. 8%. We're going to do Cornwall. Peaceful march. We have 17% to work with, but we don't have much political power. Can we do Bristol? 12%. Yes, we do. Boom. Let's do it. And it is a peaceful march. That means we've got more stability to work with. We have 10% to work with, and now we're currently at 36%. We can do Cumbria, which is going to lose us another 10% maximum, and it is the worst of the worst. FYI, if you do drop below 50%, which just did for a brief moment there, just wait, because the Civil War might not fire immediately. Give it a little bit of time, and then you may gain the stability back from the decisions you've selected. I did have a sweat moment there, thinking, oh god, that was a bit close. That wasn't a smart decision, Dave. Don't worry about pushing your stability super low. As long as it's above 50%, you'll do just fine. But then keep doing hold anti-German speeches. Another one. We've got 10% to work with. We get 10% from doing Lothian. Boom. It's a regular march. We have 4% to work with. We can do the Highlands. No one lives there, so it doesn't make much difference anyway. And we're currently at 48%. We are so close to our goal. So what we need to do now is look for an area that's going to give us 2% fascism. And by the looks of things, it's going to be Aberdeenshire. We've got more than 50% now, so we just need the political power, and that is the march on Downing Street. Okay, we have 10% XP. And what we're going to do with that is remove the engineers from this division and convert everyone else over to that division. Then we're going to train a bunch of these divisions. Maximum priority for equipment to go here first, so we can deploy as many divisions as possible. Stop exercising the troops. Actually, no, exercise to level 3 again. We need a bit more artillery, so I'll work on that. March on Downing Street. Boom. Done. Okay. Really important now. We need to secure the dominions because Canada is about to break free. So what you're going to do now is send your divisions over these regions. Now, you don't do these middle ones, but all the ones bordering America, you do need to occupy. The best strategy for this is just spam as many divisions as possible and then send them over. Okay, move to secure the dominions, select your area defense, and select specifically for victory points. This is a mechanic that's not been updated in a very long time, but you have the ability now to secure Canada and put them under fascism, under martial law. This means they will not automatically break away. If you look really closely though, you see these manpower requirements? They're just spread over these random provinces, and it's really hard to micromanage this. I believe this is probably designed in an anti-exploit measure to prevent YouTubers like FeedBackGaming from ruining big expansions like Man the Guns. Trust me, I'll find other ways. Anyway, send over the boys. Deploy the divisions. Just deploy them all one by one. Attach them onto the army. They'll go over to Canada automatically. You need the political power, so make sure you bank it. And then it gives you the ability to do this. Because see this imposed martial law in Canada, you're just lacking manpower from Alberta. If you press F and type Alberta, You can actually see where that is. It just means we've just not had the troops to move over here, and they are moving over. And then we have the ability to do Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, what is that? It's this one, isn't it? Yeah, and about to arrive. And the minute you get the option to click it, just press it. Yeah, boom. And then also do propaganda against the Canadians as well. There you go. You've practically done it. Now, the joy of this is nations like South Africa, Australia, New Zealand will break away, and there's not a lot you can do about it. But do we care about these nations? No. India will stay with us, even though it gives you the option to break them away, and Malaysia is guaranteed to stay with us too. And to be fair with you, these are the main nations anyway. They've got the manpower, they've got the resources, particularly Malaysian rubber. That will come in handy, I promise you. Split off the armies. We want probably 3 armies, so another 18 divisions. Prioritize. We're low on manpower. We'll take care of that later. You are fascist now, so select your advisors. In this case, we are going to go for offense with a maximum amount of XP and attack damage. God save the king. But right now, actually, I want to end the war to end all wars because that gains us our manpower back, and we're a bit low on manpower, so I'll take care of that now. And now we're making loads of mills over 100% infrastructure regions of the UK, so that's going to give us a maximum amount of resources. Plus, we've got all our advisors, plus Bernard Montgomery is the best general, field marshal at the start of the game, so definitely select him. Opportunity to buy some guns off the market, so I'm going to do that. Don't usually do this, but you know what? In this situation, why not take advantage of game mechanics? This circumstance, we will buy all the guns from Peru, all the guns from Dominican, I think. You get the idea. And New Zealand offering 13 guns. Why even bother? Fascist government in Canada. Now they cannot flip away. They've got the angry man. His face expression is kind of weird, but even more weird is that I feel like when I look at him, I see Walt Disney. Walt Disney, the fascist. Anyway, God save the king. We need to rush down these focuses now. Alrighty then. Delete your front lines. Boom. Here, front lines. Go here. And then another front line here. You want to customize the front lines. What you got to do is press tab to shift them around. One army goes here. Other 2 armies go here. And then grab all the divisions from Canada and go here. Send them over as well. Don't forget to do motorization priority. See this button here? Very important. Click it so you get 3 trucks. This means now you'll use your trucks on the front lines to give maximum amounts of supply. Get an agency. Oh, it's so tempting because the truth is you get it for free with this focus. No, we'll hold back. We'll not waste those civilian factories. The bonus we gain short term is not worth what we're aiming for anyway. We're going to overstack one of our generals. He's the one who's going to be holding this front line. And then what we'll do is start to expand this division. To be honest with you, we probably can save the XP and use it later. So many cool options. So little time. Australia has declared independence. So has New Zealand. And then South Africa. You going to do it as well? Oh, okay. There you go. South Africa goes as well. See you later, boys. Going to appeal to the imperial loyalists and bring back the Dominions in the fold. Right now, it's just a matter of making lots of guns. So all mills go on to guns. Make some more guns. Trust me, the guns are going to be super important for where we're going with this. So we're rushing the soft attack on the guns, and we're also rushing the soft attack on the artillery. Oh, and then more breakthrough and defense. Basically rushing all the bonuses. Go for your infantry expert. It's essential for doing the most damage. Also, maybe mobilize just a tiny wee bit. We'll need the manpower. We'll not need the manpower later, but right now we need it. One way of getting all the equipment into your divisions as quickly as possible is to go into your garrisons. Turn off your garrisons. Feeds all the guns into your division. Then switch back on to local police force. We also put the garrisons on low priority too, so equipment goes into our divisions first. And that means potentially we've got a little bit of excess guns. A few. Bigger artillery. Let's go. You've got very high compliance, Britain, for all the areas you occupy, potentially around the world. So a lot of the time you don't even get that much resistance anyway, so don't worry about that too much. We need to imperial conscription, which is free manpower, which you can't complain about that. Plus all the puppet nations lose autonomy over time, which is permanent for the rest of the game, which is just mad OP. If you want to, you can declare war on the puppets that have betrayed you. Bring them back into the fold. Welcome to today's unusual strategies. We have 100 XP, and do you know what we're going to do with it? We're going to do a mass assault. What are you doing, Dave? What? He plays games in unconventional ways? Gasp! Unite the Anglosphere! Well, technically, they speak English, right? They're English speakers. So technically, they should be a part of the motherland, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, remember to change your planes onto day and night. I didn't forget this time, right? Okay, activate battle plan, be aggressive, get into position, and you're about to attack the United States. So early, they're so unprepared, and you're about to absolutely demolish them. Unite the Anglosphere. You know what? I've just realized by looking really closely at that. It's the British flag, American flag, but there's also the Canadian one in the middle one as well. Ah, that's cute. We have to bring Canada into the war. And then look at all those green bubbles. Oh, that's right. Attack power maxed out. And once again, as you can see, we're absolutely demolishing them. The best advice for you to hear is trying to just sneak around to Boston here. And also sneak to New York. And also sneak to Washington. What you end up doing there is inadvertently making an encirclement east to west. You tend to find that the front line that doesn't do as well... Oh, never mind. We're absolutely demolishing them. I don't usually do this, but I think I'm going to do a forced attack. Just be aware, if you're not winning a battle, forced attack will cause you an excessive amount of casualties. Oh, actually, I forget, when they attack on forced attack, you can't actually stop attacking or encircle Washington. Big push. So as you see, when I make breakthroughs here, not only do I push, but I also... The French government has approaches for a strategic alliance. I'm going to say no. Yeah, not only when I push, but I also micro a little bit to make maximize encirclements. Like I'm wrapping around cities which I know are a little bit more difficult to take. Oh, wow. Naval engineering facility. Demolish it. So you're fascist, so why haven't you mobilized? Well, you have a very low war support because Mosley has a very different idea of how fascism should work. Oh, there it is. He's the champion of peace. That's right. He only wants was peace. Just a piece of Canada and a piece of United States. You know the song. Bit of a waste of political power, but if you're below 50% at war, you get to do war propaganda, which gains you like 10-15% extra war support, so it's worth it. If your troops are on the front line and reluctant to push, just control B and they'll railroad to the front in that circumstance and get ahead of everyone else. In these circumstances, you can see this division is astray right now, so what you can just do is wrap around the back and then encircle it. You see there's an opportunity for encirclement, so go here too. And every time you encircle a division, it doesn't mean you don't have to fight it again, it just saves you a lot of time, that's all. Another opportunity here, so go here. Birmingham? Birmingham? This reminds me of the guy screaming at his camera. He lives in a shithole, apparently. I've been to Birmingham, and it's not that bad. But what do I know? Maybe my standards are just very, very low. There you go, and that's America done and dusted. You know, one issue you run into is that you sometimes struggle to cap them because some of these victory points in the east are very high. So you just have to snake to them. All right, we've got XP now. So what you're going to do is go in Spirit of the Army and do bayonet strength. You know what this does? It makes infantry divisions, well, I would say more than cheap. They become free. So now you can do your 36 width meta. 36 anti-air. There we go. We just need a few guns. Just, you know, one or two, you know, just a few. But luckily for me, I'm making a lot of military factories. And I'm about to get the honeypot of military factories in just a moment. Oh, you'll see. Boom. Philippines, don't mind if I do. United States, I don't know, mind if I do. Also, the Navy. Guess who's got the biggest Navy in the world right now? Hey, listen. Some of us are blessed with a large one, and some of us acquire a large one. Well, I acquired one anyway. Here you go. Boom. It's the biggest one in the world. Look at that. British Empire, where it should be. And here we go. Oh, now we have here, create the Pan-North American state. This is the greatest formable puppet in Hearts of Iron 4. This will annex all of the American states, give them to Canada, and it will also give them Labrador and Newfoundland. Interesting. And it also gives them cores on all this land as well. So boom, you click it, the game pauses because you're moving a lot of territory. And look at that, the Dominion of North America. And all of these, you see this, is core territory. Now, to make the most of this situation, we need to build inside of Canada. And the best thing to do for that is to send them just a ridiculous amount of convoys. 1,000 will do. Yep, that'll reduce their autonomy. Then we build mills. But for the time being, because their puppet status is too high, we can't build inside them. So I'm just going to build a bit of infrastructure inside of them, which will also reduce their autonomy. Which is kind of like a way of bypassing the system. Surely if they're a Dominion and you build inside them, you shouldn't get as much autonomy points, right? No? Anyway, Canada's army. I don't want it anymore. You can have it back. Canada. What am I talking about? There's no Canada left anymore. We have the North American Dominion. Spooky. Just a little questionnaire here. Americans who are watching this video, how do you feel about that? A North American Dominion? You get to be a monarchy again, I guess. Apparently, the Americans like the monarchy, right? No? No? Okay. Well, in this alternative world scenario, you don't really get a choice. Bold attack, operational reserves is a good one. We max it out by going for field hospitals as well. You know, it's opposite day, right? We do everything a little bit different. Yeah, let's do field hospitals. The reason we do this is we get more HP, less XP loss, and it stacks really well with the mass assault bonuses. So why not? I love this right now. We're producing 250 guns, 260 guns per day, which you probably think that's a lot. But if you hover over the number here, you can see that's only 1 year away. So the way this is going to work is the North American Dominion here is a satellite state. Because we're fascists, they have different names, but just technically that's a Dominion. Then you can make it a puppet. Then you can make it an integrated puppet, which is going to give you basically all of its resources and give it back to the master, which is in the case me. Extensive conscription, more manpower, and that is the full 5 armies. Wait, no, 22 divisions, 2 left. Well, we're close anyway. To reduce the autonomy of the Dominion of North America. So right now, if you hover over here, it says what it does. Extra trade to Overlord, etc. So what Dominions kind of are, they're independent, aside from wars, and you can trade with them more efficiently. But now if you drop it down to a Reichsprotectorate, the resources of this nation will increase. So in this case, we've got 107 factories. If we go for this, it goes to 150 factories. So we're literally pulling factories from the puppet nation and giving it to the mother nation. But we can go higher than this. That's right, we can go way higher than this. In this case, we are going to make a bunch of mills inside of the green areas of America. Still called the Dominion of North America, though. You know what I'd like to see in future? If these dominions actually try and break away, you know what I mean? Like, surely at this point, they're way more powerful than me. So they should realize at this point, like, hang on a second. Surely we should be independent, right? You know what? Actually, I think I might just give them another bunch of convoys. End of the day, you make so many convoys and you start off with so many as Britain. It just feels kind of stupid just to sit on them. Have another 600. The easiest way of reducing autonomy of a puppet, just send them a bunch of convoys, particularly for Britain that just starts off with just a stupid amount of them. There we go. We have a very, very large army. Germany, he's declaring war on Czechoslovakia and Poland at the same time. And they're at war with the entirety of Europe in one go. I guess in that circumstance, I guess I kind of join in, right? Naval invasion. Navy is so unbelievably massive. Who can test us, right? Who could contest us? Preemptive strike against Spain. So the world has fallen into chaos, and I get to take advantage of that chaos by gobbling up a bunch of nations that aren't involved to reduce the autonomy of Transjordan. I can't believe Paradox are injecting this leftist ideology into these games. I can't believe it. I just want to grill, boys. Boom. Declare war. Will they join a faction? Yes, they will. They'll join the Little Entente. Now I am at war with France. Do you know what? I've got a bit of a thought. Maybe I don't want to naval invade them. Or maybe I do. Maybe we attack from 2 angles. That's a thought. Ireland, natively a part of the United Kingdom. Restoring Great Britain. Fortunately, one issue you've run into is that you have a biggest navy in the world, but you need to pull fuel from your puppet to actually sustain it. Aggressive and search for enemies, and we can't find any. If you've not built a navy around spotting, you just always have low spotting chance. Plus, mixing the submarines is probably not helpful. Mixing the big old ships is probably not very helpful. It's all pretty much not very helpful. Field hospitals. To do that, we do need support equipment, and we are going to need a few more trucks. The beauty now is whenever you're building inside of North America, you are gaining a proportion of these back to you as the home nation, because we've got more factories now. So feel good when you build the mills in here, because it's going to just come back to a full circle anyway. However, be aware the autonomy is going to be going up because we're pulling oil from that nation. So it's a bit of a balancing act, really. Franco, unfortunately, because we control a very small part of Iberia, it means we control the entirety of Spain now. So that makes perfect sense. But remember, we're Britain, so conquering just comes naturally to us. Whoosh! Are they going to join a faction? No. Don't go through this region. And then at the same time, we're going to send another army here. At the same time, we're going to put them on escort duty just so we don't get intercepted. Maybe another army? 3 armies? Yes. Okay, they're trying to send supplies to the Med. So in this case, I'm going to deny them and just send them all through here. And there we go. Supply problems have been fixed now. There we go. Push! Also low on fuel again. There we go. Big push. Low supply is a bit of a pain in the ass, but once we broke out from this short area here, we'll be fine. Plus, Spain hasn't got many divisions because they had most of them in the Civil War. There we go. Nice and easy. Are they in a faction? No. There we go. Big push. Sending the planes too. Infantry expert. Now we're making progress. These divisions are going to stack up big damage now. So France is unbelievably distracted. We have troops on this front line. They're probably dealing with the front lines in Africa too. I don't care about Africa. Then they're going to have the Pyrenees barrier as well. And they're about to get another front line, which I'm going to deal with in a second. The AI gets really confused when it's got multiple front lines and it gets a little bit lost. Military theorist, and then we can go for more doctrines. We'll go down the left path because it reduces supply by 20%, which is very useful. Push, push, push. And we take all of Spain, and we take their navy as well. Pause. Make a front line here. Field marshal front line. Pause. Control B. Get on the front line. And then immediately meet the French in the Pyrenees. Now the French are going to get demolished because they're probably not prepared for this front line. But then to top it off as well, you're going to do your own little naval invasion. We're going to do a strike force across the entirety of these regions. Ooh, off you go. Naval invasion time. Where's my fleet? Where is it? Decided to go around the Cape of Africa because we've lost the Suez. Actually, no, we have the Suez. I don't know why it's doing that. It might be to do with Gibraltar, actually. Never mind, looks like France is going to be probably already dead before I can even arrive. These guys so eager to do their naval invasion, and they're like, hang on a minute. We can't even activate the plan because the navy's not in the right place. Can we, like, go? Oh, there we go. Now we're going. Now we're going. There we go. All right. Another front line. Go here. I'm creating spaghetti front lines here, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you guys go here too. And then boosh. You think in this situation, you gain the majority of the war score, but surprisingly, in a lot of cases, you actually don't. Let me just have a look. We're at 17, 18%. We're getting it all from occupation, but no actual land battles. We're about to hit a situation here where we're going to cap a bunch of nations, and that's going to be advantageous to us because it's going to make up for the loss of guns right now because we're having a bit of a shortage. One thing we could do, once again, is do this little hack where you remove the garrisons, and then you apply the garrisons back. And that just floods all the guns into these divisions, therefore the ones that do all the damage. Okay, we've capped France. What is our contribution? 27%? That really sucks. Surprisingly, too, we can't grab the Republic. There we go, now we can. Surprisingly, the only major power part of this faction was France. So all the minor powers in the Balkans have just got gobbled up. We now have a new world. It's awful. How did you... I could have swore I clicked that. All right, classic. Low supply. Yeah. Sort that situation out. Build mills inside of Canada. Sort that out. How we're looking? Pretty impressive. Until he took all the French colonies. Interesting. Just waiting for the guns to make up their losses. Reinforce them in. Ah, this is what we wanted. Boom. Oh, hang on. British Raj. That's not actually what we wanted. It was the Dominion of North America. Alternatively, by the way, Raj is pretty good for absorbing manpower and whatnot. I've just realized another thing we can do is ask the British Raj for manpower for garrisons. And they've just given me 1.2 million manpower, which is just insane. Of course, I'm not going to complain. Okay, with your guns here, you need to get at least piggy bank at least 4 or 5k before you switch on to the next gun type. But we are going to need to switch to the next gun type because we want to desperately take advantage of more advanced soft attack and stats on our guns. We'll give it 3 more days. 3, 2, 1, 1, and we'll go for the Sten machine gun, which we're also going to take advantage of the policy, which gives it more reliability, which is kind of weird in a way because the Sten was not known for reliability. It was known for mass production, but this is an alternative reality, right? Where the Sten is the most reliable gun. Well, it's 1939. I'm still on toaster economy. Let's do war economy. And our industry is well and truly woken up. We're taking advantage of the civs and the mills from the Dominion of North America. It is once and truly the biggest piggy bank ever. God, so much land, so much resources. America, I love you. Plus, our navy has just gotten even bigger. The British Empire will come again. Lowland's known for being the speed bump of Europe. But have you ever seen the speed bump approach from the other side? Well, today you will. All right, this is what we wanted. So now we can make it a Reichskommissariat. I always think I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's basically a integrated puppet. So 202 factories to 250 factories. Once again, now it's just a piggy bank. We put mills inside of Canada, and they just fed straight back to us. 20,000 guns in the bank right now, so we're in a situation where the excess guns aren't helping us out. So now you can go into plane mode. Best fight we got, biggest engine you've got. Double bomb locks, light machine gun for stats, and then maybe die breaks, I guess. Go for the Mayo for CAS, and then make a few of those. You're going to need the rubber, so pull that from your puppet. You're going to need the aluminium, pull that from your puppet. You see a pattern forming. It's kind of funny. You unite the Anglosphere here. So basically, English people for English nation, English people all under one power. Then also prevent continental homogeny. So we can unify our nation under one banner, but everyone else can't. Oh, Britain, you're so funny. Now we're spitting out 5 planes per day, getting insane XP on the Mayo. Naturally, when you've got your 36 with infantry, the power is huge, but then you just stack it with the air power on top as well, and then it'll just rip through everything. Stack the planes, automate it, exercise them day and night, because that way I won't forget. Ha 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 ha! I see one mistake in this YouTuber's video, and I'm gonna comment in capital letters a paragraph on why he sucks. Told you, I read all the comments, even the really ones that make me upset. Nobody cares about the YouTubers' feelings, right? Damn, Germany's just on a warpath here, just eating up Bohemia. Field hospital time. So, what do? They reduce XP loss over time. They give you a trickle back of casualties. They remove the malice for war support, for taking casualties. And also they increase HP of all divisions as well. They do so much. In the olden days, they did one thing and they never had any reason to buy them or go for them. But now they do feel like they're more effective than they've ever been. Hospital meta. When you need to build, and it doesn't really matter anymore, so just build anywhere. What's really strange is the factories that take longer to build reduce the autonomy more than the ones that take less time to build. You know, you think they'd be equal, wouldn't you? But they're not. No, they're not. You don't need to reduce their autonomy anymore at this point now, to be fair with you. At this point, you can actually better off building in your home base. But getting the autonomy down as low as possible just prevents any chance that they might up their puppet status. So in this case, we'll just build all in the UK. All right, is anyone going to come to Belgium's aid? No. But whilst you are at war, justify on the Dutch for less time to justify. I don't think there's a way we can justify and declare war. No, it's all just declaring war on the majors. Strangely enough, the Germans have chose to join us at the very last second. So late, they gained nothing from the war. What I'm actually going to do... Ah, no, I was going to guarantee the Dutch, because I knew they were about to declare war, but I can't now, so that's all a waste of time. Okay. So could we potentially declare war on Italy? No, because they're already in a faction. Oh, okay. Oh, we actually get a free... Oh, I could just declare war on Germany. Okay, I think this is going to be a complete demolish of the Germans. We've got max spy network on them. We have an insane amount of CAS. Max planning, and we've got some doctrines too. Go down the left path. And we could do thorough planner for extra planning bonus. Maximum planning was up 59%, which is pretty sweet. Oh, we could do some battlefield support. So maximum cast damage. Attach them on. Declare war. Just realized none of this land has a port, so they can't actually ferry troops here. So this, in a way, is kind of a bit of an exploit. You give them land they have no access to, which is kind of funny. And then we do the big push. And we're so powerful, we've actually broke through the West Wall as well. Italians are so scared, they're not even wanting to join the war. I think it's probably because we don't, they don't have enough troops on their front line to border us, so they're a bit unsure if they want to join the war, if they're gonna, well, not instantly win, I guess. I'll get some resistance now. Okay. Oh, but we're still gradually making breakthroughs. Ooh, they're really putting the troops on now. AI is probably very confused, like, hang on a second, this is not the normal protocol. We're fighting the British here in the lowlands. The British aren't meant to be here. Okay, I feel like we're slowing down. You know what? I don't even know. Because when you make individual breakthroughs in particular key areas like here in the lowlands, it's usually showing that you're winning. And we are winning. It's just certain points we're holding and certain points we're pushing. And we've actually broke through the bottom. No, this is a complete demolishment of the Germans. As to be expected. Have another 1,000 CAS. Send them over. Untrained, unprepared. But who gives a crap? Because we're just bombing anyway. Whoosh! The Italians have joined the war. Apparently we have a chance to break here. I'm so tempted, but I'm not going to. The planes are making all the difference here. They are shredding through our planes, but I just don't care. What? You have no rubber? Import it. What? You have no aluminium? Well, yeah, just import it. See, what I'd normally do in this situation is I'd stop, build planning bonus, and attack again. That 60% attack bonus is going to be so massive, it'll make all the difference. But when you're winning, you don't want to stop because, once again, they're going to build entrenchment up and they're going to form a new line of defense, which I don't want them to do. Do you know what? For demonstration purposes, a stop to staff office plan ×2? Yes, ×2. Big front line. Everyone apart from you. We're behind on some equipment. Support equipment. To be expected. It's always something you always lose out on when you go to war. And just change that around. Field hospitals are not working very optimally. Alright, planning bonus done. Boom. Another attack. You can see the attack capabilities are higher now. Half of the bubbles are showing green. We can also integrate Burma. Which is down to the fascist focus here that reduces autonomy constantly. Which one is it? I can't actually see it. No, I can't actually see it anymore, but we are reducing autonomy constantly over time, which is really OP. Keeping your eye on your logistics, support company, motorized trucks, anti-air as well. Just keep on top of it. Otherwise, your attack capabilities are going to drop. You have the option to annex the Dominion of North America. Trust me, keep them as a puppet. They are more useful as a puppet. Okay, as soon as we're waiting for an attack opportunity, I'm going to bring all the Air Force back, deploy additional air wings, attach them onto the army here for Italy, and then make a push. When you hit the Italians, you could do so much more damage than hitting the Germans. The Germans just keep at you, hitting you over and over again with their high surrender limits. But the Italians are a little bit different because when they surrender and give up, the nation hall falls apart and then they lose a lot of divisions, which can potentially be more harmful to the long game. Once again, the initial push and the stats aren't helping me. What's actually helping me is the amount of cast damage we're dealing here. Yeah, the cast damage is so astronomically high. All right, do your air crews, do your centralized control, do your doctrines, and then your cast damage is going to be massive. If you ever wonder why you don't see my videos, it's because YouTube isn't pushing them. And the reason they don't push them is you don't interact with my content enough. If you like and subscribe and comment below, that tells YouTube that this is content you want to see more of, and therefore it will push more to it, and then you'll get notifications and alerts and whatnot. Apparently that's the way For You content works now. I didn't make the system, okay? It is what it is. Pushing through the mountains in winter. Option to declare war on Iraq. I don't care. Boom. Encirclement in the mountains. Whoosh. Very bad for the Axis here. Potentially amount of divisions they're going to lose now. Click on Intel and it's potentially 200 divisions. Wow, I never knew Italy spat out so many divisions. Learning new things. Germans probably getting very nervous on that northern front line. Like, oh, why have they stopped pushing? What's happened? Probably lost a few thousand casts, but that's good because we've got a few casts to replace them. The reason these divisions work so well is I'm rushing all the soft attack and the anti-air and the passive bonuses. I'm just rushing all of them. So it just results in the maximum amount of damage for everyone. All I'm looking to do now is force the civil war for the Italians. Oh, they're all stacked up here, all the divisions. AI is really bad at retreating, so if you're in a situation where you kind of get all the divisions to stack in one place, you can just make a big fat encirclement. Only issue is in the middle of Italy. It's very difficult to find that spot. How do you win this? How is this possible? Well, just 2,000 cast. That's how it's possible. Oh, and then we make the big encirclement too. Yes. I don't know why, but Italy hasn't capped yet. Let's see if we can catch them on the strait. I think we'll be able to break the strait because it's infantry and we've got big cast damage. Oh, but they've still got a lot of divisions here. They just keep reinforcing over and over and over again. Okay, maybe capping Italy is not for the foreseeable future. Yep, that's not going to happen. When you've run out building slots in the UK, well, you build them in Canada. Get that autonomy down. The Italian cap did not happen, but I think we probably can cap the Germans now. Oh, there we go. We got the cap. Transfer territory? Yeah, why not? Oh, then we got Sicily as well. Oh, there we go. That's the big change. That's the big hitter, and that's where they lose most of the divisions. So now it's an easy win. You can see the level of cast damage you do now. No matter what stats you come up against, what divisions you're fighting, in this circumstance, if you're doing a considerable amount of cast damage, like double digits every single day, you'll eventually break them. The air superiority power of cast is just massive, which would be massive if you subscribe to this video. Go on, just do it. At this point, you might as well. You've gotten this far, right? Any other majors? Oh, it's just Germany. It's beautiful to see contribution 100%. I got Peru for some reason, and Peru has a navy, so I'll take that too. Britain's collected puppets. Next one. Okay, you know what's coming next? The big red boy, and you also can go for this one. Expose the belly of the beast, which gives us options to demands compliance. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing we're probably going to ask the Middle East to become puppets to attack the Soviets, I'm presuming. I wonder when they introduce coal, whether this issue with where I've blobbed out and I'm so OP, no one can contest me. I wonder if this problem is actually going to be a reoccurring theme as time goes on. We'll have to see. Producing so many planes right now, we have to import 8,080 aluminium. Keep an eye on the autonomy because it can go up really quickly if you're not careful. Pulling in so many resources from other countries. Okay, expose the belly of the beast. Iran accepts our demands, so does Afghanistan. Okay, so the allies have expanded. One thing that falls short with focus groups for Hoi 4, it feels like I need an ideological reason why they would have submitted so easily, but for instance, with the historical allies, they would have not. I don't understand. Anyway, regardless, someone's going to attack. And how many casts have you got, Dave? Well, we've just got a few, you know. Just a few. Let's have a look. We have... It says 1,248, but there's actually a 7 that's gone down here because we've gone outside the numbers. You've got 10,000 casts, and here they go on the front line. And the cast damage should be... Oh my god! I actually don't think I've seen numbers that high before. Oh my God. Yeah, these are the biggest numbers I've actually seen. I always say double digits is kind of worth it, but then when you go into triple digits, I suppose now you're just melting divisions. Let's look at the actual casualties here. Going to war, casualties. Well, those numbers are going up quite quick, I suppose. It seemed like initially when I was hitting them very hard, and now they've kind of like, the curve has just smoothed out. But I mean, as you can see here, I'm looking at the front line, I'm just demolishing them. You're probably just thinking, this is just a standard game as the UK, Dave. Well, it's not really, because the amount of factory I've got right now and the amount of resources I've got access to is astronomically higher than what would normally have been. I suppose you could have got that from compliance from occupying America. You could argue that could be the case anyway. But still, having us a puppet just makes it way more flexible because you don't have to occupy that land. We're going to do what I refer to as the pincer maneuver. You create a system where you attack from the bottom and the top to form a pocket in the center. The Battle of Kursk. Kursk? Is Kursk anywhere near here? I think I've already gone by it, haven't I? This time there's 0 tanks on the German side. German, yeah. This is me playing Germany. And that looks like it's closed. There we go. We have like 50 divisions here at least, maybe a bit more. This division could be a lot stronger if I had the flame tanks. I did research the flame tanks from one of the secret facilities that I stole from, I think, France or Germany, and I've just not really taken advantage of it. I researched it and then I didn't use it. Oh, we're bleeding guns at a record rate. Boom. There you go. Produce 500 guns per day, and that'll allow us to catch up. You hover over it, it'll say if you're catching up or if you're losing. We have 27 days, 28 days, 28 days, 28 days, 29 days. Okay, we're actually losing more than we're gaining. But you know what? I actually don't care. I suppose you could just do the magic trick again. No garrison. 3, 2, and 1, and local police force. So right now, which is one of these exploits of the AI, is that if they've got an ally that could potentially join their side, they'll put troops on the front line, so there's less troops to fight. So you'd be thinking, well, just join the war, right, and then you'll help out. Well, I mean, they could collapse these two nations and therefore eat war score, which I don't want it to happen. In this circumstance, it's just better off to do this. I am low on manpower again. Is there no way I can ask a nation for manpower support? 2 million from the Raj, which gives us another 1 million back for ourselves. Not only does it make them join the allies, but Afghanistan and Iran also becomes your puppet. Would you like to give up your autonomy of your nation and be basically a slave nation to the British Empire? And they're like, yes, I wouldn't mind that. I've just realized for a second, you could actually still do the Imperial Federation. I don't even know how the Imperial Federation even works if nations have already broken away. I presume that means it wouldn't matter. Hang on, if they're like an integrated puppet, surely they're more likely to say yes, right? One of those moments of like, I'm not sure. Max out your compliance state. And I did max it out, but it's not actually showing. Yeah, I think I bugged it here. It's showing a compliance state you can go for. And the collaboration is lit up as if I've got one, but it's not actually gone through. I broke it. Okay, something strange is going to happen here. Oh no, I do have 100% contribution. Never mind. For a second, I thought, hang on, this was going to be split between me and Iran. Iran did join the war on their own accord. I didn't ask them to join. Japan's about to get a surprise. They're just about to cap China. And they've already declared war on us, so if they were smart, they'd grab the victory points and cut the railway lines. And it looks like they've already done so. Smart. Smart. Oh, that's cute. Paradox named a secret project after me. The Little David. Bless. I think it may be named after David and Goliath, Dave. I don't think it was named after you. I think there should be enough supply to get through here. It's not ideal, but build railways to Siberia. Never mind Transjordan. This is the Trans-Siberian Highway built by the British. And also convoy raiding the home islands. Wow, look how much autonomy they've gained from pulling resources from them. They were about to be annexed, so they were at 0. Now they're at 1,051. Oh, there you go. There's a warning for you guys. Be very, very careful how many resources you pull from your puppets, because it could switch in the opposite direction. Now, I could have used their manpower if I wanted to, but that would give them a ridiculous amount of autonomy, and that's not something I recommend. Yeah, the autonomy system is a bit broken when you actually use puppet divisions, so I don't recommend doing that. Manchu flattened. Normally, I just take all of the home continental stuff, but decided today I just want to go around all of that. I think one army will be enough here, because when the Cass arrive, the damage is going to be massive. Yeah, huge. Easy. I still love that the entirety of the Japanese archipelago is one air zone. It makes it so much easier to invade for that exact reason. My contribution is actually 55%. because China's gobbled up all the war score. It's not recommended to battle China on land that they're taking in peace conferences because they're a core. They get a big discount off everything they take in peace conferences. So my advice to you, do not contest them. But if they do allow you to have some land that they're not contesting, my advice is to take it. The British Empire. Surprisingly missing South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Big surprise, right? And then we also have the big daddy of puppeted nations incorporated back into Britain. Zero compliance, which is surprising to say that they accepted the annexation. I guess it was a hostile takeover. There you go. The greatest formable nation in Hearts of Iron 4. Definitely no issues with resources now. Actually, surprisingly not. I'm not getting the same level of aluminium because the compliance is so low. Hence the reason why it's better to keep it as a puppet nation. Take out America early, gobble up the nation, feed it to a puppet, reduce the autonomy of the puppet, and what you know, unlimited resources, manpower, and all that good stuff. Very pretty. If you made it this far, maybe consider becoming a member. With this, you get to watch videos sometimes weeks in advance before everyone else. Plus, exclusive other goodness. Click on the join button below the chat. Apart from that, boys, have a good day. See you soon. Goodbye.